everyone, welcome to the Crafty Pixie channel where we do sewing projects and subscription boxes. I'm Bee. Thank you so much for stopping by. How is everybody doing? I see you. You're wonderful. Thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate it. In today's video, we have the Cool Stitches box for March. I really liked the project in last month's box, so I'm very eager to see what's in this one. This is month 2, so we've got this month and next month, and then I'm gonna kind of see if we're gonna continue it or not. If you are not aware, this box is, at least to me in the US, $37.99 a month, including shipping and taxes and all of that stuff. I'll have a link in the description box below for you so you can hop on and take advantage. Cool Stitches also, this is the So Fun box. Cool Stitches I think has like 3 or 4 different other boxes too, so they're great to find something that you want to do. They do clothes, they do bags, they do fun little projects like this. I think they have like 2 or 3 different variations of like clothing garments every month, so that's really cool too. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know when I upload every week. Leave a comment in the comment section, especially if you're a new subscriber. I would love to hear from you, and to give the video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget, please continue to keep sharing these videos. It really helps, and it lets me know that you guys want to continue to see more videos. So, without any further ado, let's get to the box opening and escape for a while. All right, let's break into the March Cool Stitches box. All right. Pop this open. Oh, we got candy. Oh, hold on. Come on. Let me make sure there's nothing that you guys can't see. All right, everything looks good. So we got 2 pieces of candy. Here's our cute little box. Let's see. Trying to see what kind of, I don't think this has what kind of candy. All right, this doesn't have what kind of candy it is, but that's really cool. All right, I love these little stickers. All right. Ooh, look, all these. Ugh. This is full. Okay, let's see. What is this? A ruler knob. Oh, that's cool. Okay, this is kind of similar to what we got in one of the Sewers Club boxes, where it attaches to the ruler and you can use it to move the ruler around without having to like pick it up from the side. You just use the knob to pick it up. So that's really cool. Help steady ruler, makes ruler pickup easy, using on almost any ruler, powerful section cup. So it's got a little section cup on this side and a little knob on that side. That's cool. Okay. And then in here, it looks like we have the Schmetz U80 sewing machine needle and some Gutermann thread. I love these little bags. Okay, so we've got our needle in there. And the needle in the last box worked great on my Singer, so I'm assuming that'll be fine. This is a little bit, I want to say beige. Bit of a beige color there. Okay. Oh, look at this fabric. That's interesting. Okay. It's like just little designs. You know, like little, kind of looks like rain almost. Looks like that's a fat quarter. It looks a little bit stained. I don't know if that is just part of the fabric or what, because it's not over here, but it's like over here. Okay, let's keep going before I say anything else. Here's another of the same fabric, it looks like. Let's see. See, this one doesn't have it. This is cotton material. This one doesn't have the stain on it. This one looks kind of stained. Okay. I don't know if that's just the way that piece of fabric ended up being made. I don't know. Okay. And we've got this. Ooh, this one's cute. Hold on. Let me open it up. Come on. Black fingers. Alright, so that's super cute. Some clouds. So maybe it's just the way the fabric was made, because this has kind of the same coloring. So this looks like raindrops, that looks like a rain cloud, you know, rain clouds with wind. That's a very pretty fabric. And then this one, this looks like lightning bolts. I am wondering if, because see, this one looks, I wonder if it's the way the fabric was made. Let me see who made this. Hold up. It's I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says that they're coordinating weather fabric, so this is like lightning bolts. I'm thinking it's the way the fabric was made. I may have to wash this before I make the project just to see. And then what we're making is from Vanilla House Designs. They're wall buckets. Those are cute. Okay. Those are cute. Hold on. Let me pull it out so there isn't as much of a glare. Wall buckets. Those are so cute. I'm assuming you can put like letters or folders or anything in there. Let's see. These clever wall hangers hold stuff on space hard to use, your walls. The pocket panel fits flush against the wall with a 2-inch pocket on the front, 2 sizes of wall buckets, 6-inch by 12.5-inch and 10-inch by 13-inch. And this whole project is fat quarter friendly. Okay. Let's see what's in, because this seems really thick for that little, hold on. Oh, I guess they give you kind of they give you like appliques designs that you can put on the front if you wanted to. So like they've got a little okay. Apparently they're sample applique designs, and if you got the box, you will have a link where you can download it for free. And then we've got some, I don't know what that is. Hold on. We have, oh, this is a ultra firm, smooth, and resilient stabilizer for accessories, crafts, home decorating, and quilting. This is Peltex 70 ultra firm stabilizer. No, this is, I was gonna say, this is Peltex. This is the Peltex 70. We use that to stabilize bottoms of like purses, or like when we did the Swoon Ethel tote, we use this on the bottom to make the bottom super stiff. So that's what that is. I don't know what that is. Hold on. This is another interfacing stabilizer. I'm wondering if this is for the applique, if you wanted to do the applique. Okay, this box, second month in a row, something I've never encountered, because it says you'll get 2 interfacing / stabilizers. So this is like a stabilizer. So I'm wondering if that's like their interfacing. I'll have to read directions to see what that's used for. And then we got our little thank you, which you know, it's a discount card. All right. And then their little another little discount code card there as well. All right, that looks like that's everything. I'm gonna read the directions and see kind of what's going on here. Put it all back in now. I'm gonna see if that's just what this is supposed to be, or if I actually ended up somehow getting a stained piece of fat quarter. It's all right, we'll make it work. All right, so that is everything in the box. So without any further ado, let's get everything cut out and escape for a while. All right, for this project, you're going to need your interfacing that came in the box, along with all of the appropriate cuts of fabric. None of these are interfaced. We're gonna kind of sandwich the interfacing with them. You're going to also need clips or pins, a ruler, a seam ripper is always good to have on hand, scissors, and of course the coordinating thread, a sewing machine, a ironing board, things like that, as well as a marking tool. It's always good to have a marking tool on hand, either air erasing or a chalk marking tool. So let's get started. First things first, we're gonna go ahead and fold our binding for the front pocket. We're gonna fold our hanger loop, and then we're going to attach our two pieces of fabric together to make the giant bias piece. But for all three of these pieces, really, when we're done attaching these two, you're just going to fold it in half. Then you're going to fold each raw edge to the center line and then fold again. Okay, and basically what we're going to do with these is we're going to take one strip right side up and another strip right side down. This fabric is a little hard to tell which is right side up and which is right side down, and then we're going to lay it like this so that the top edge and the side edge match. Then we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew 2.5 millimeter stitch length from this corner to this corner. If you want to make a little mark so you know where the edge of the corner, the edge of this is, you can do that. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. This is going to make one long continuous piece for you. Okay, and then while you're at the sewing machine, go ahead and we're going to sew these as well. We're going to sew right across, we're going to top stitch, I should say, right across where the two folds meet at a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. We're just going to backstitch at the beginning and at the end and run right along where you put the clips. You don't have to worry about doing anything with the binding for the pocket because it's binding. Okay, so I'm going to take this to the sewing machine, do that, and do the top stitch here as well, and I'll be right back. With that done, you're going to put the loop away. Also in the pattern, you can actually make 2 loops and hang it from 2 loops if you want to. I see that a little bit more beneficial for the bigger one, not for really the envelope size one, which is the one I'm doing, so I'm only going to do the one. So now we're going to clip the seam allowance here. We're going to clip it to, I'd say, about 1/4 of an inch. You just want to get that excess off, and then you can take this over to the sewing machine, or not sewing machine, iron, and you're going to press this seam open. And then once you do that, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did for our other binding. So basically you're just going to fold it in half and then bring the raw edges to the center on both sides. That way we can just place the other fabric in between and sew it into place. So I'm going to go to the iron and do that. I'll be right back. with your binding done, you can go ahead and put that to the side right now. Then you're gonna grab your, I'm not doing the applique on this one. I'm just doing like the normal pocket because I don't want this fabric not fully shown. So we're going to take our pocket pieces and the pocket interfacing. Now in the box, it gave you SF 101. SF 101 will do okay. But I think a little bit thinner. This is like a heavyweight interfacing, and in the pattern it says a medium weight interfacing. So just when you're doing this, just be careful with it. Now it also says that you can use some basting spray to baste the front and the back into place while you take it over to the sewing machine and just baste at 1/8 of an inch right around the sides. I'm gonna try to do it without any basting spray. Can't really film it like outside, and I don't want to get the basting spray on my table. So we're just gonna try to do it without the basting spray. If we need it, then of course I'll put it on, but all right, so I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm just gonna baste at 1/8 of an inch right around all 4 sides so this doesn't move too much. I am going to clip it into place. Like so. Make sure it's even. You don't want any issues when you're getting ready to put the binding on. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go do that. And I'm also going to do the same thing to our back piece where this is going to be attached to. So I'm just gonna do the exact same thing for that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and I will be right back. Next, we're going to take our pocket piece and we're going to attach the binding to the top. Now, if you are using the clouds, clearly it's a directional print. The other ones, not so much. So basically, we're just going to take our binding, take off the, pick whatever side you like best, it doesn't really matter. And we're just going to slide it right over the top. Make sure it's even. Your binding piece is going to be a little bit longer than your panel, which is fine. In case there's any shifting, there's a little bit extra. You can cut it down when at the end. Okay, so there's that. Make sure it is hugged nice and tight, so make sure the edge of the pocket panel is right against that fold of your binding. Make sure it is level, because when you sew this into place, you don't want any issues with not catching the back. Like so. Just like that. There we go. So that's going to be your binding piece right there at the top. We're going to take this over to the sewing machine and we are going to top stitch this into place. So we're going to top stitch it at 1/8 of an inch away from this part of where the binding and your pocket panel attach, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. Next, I already measured the appropriate size for the envelope, and we're going to cut it. This is on the bottom corners of your pocket piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Ta-da. All right. Like so. Next step, I already did one side because I wanted to make sure I was doing this right before I told you. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to pinch this so that our square, the edges that we cut out, are matching, like so. Like that. Now you're going to take this and we're going to make a mark that is 3/8 of an inch from the top. And what we're going to do when we take this to the sewing machine is we're going to sew 3/8 of an inch seam allowance from the 3/8 inch line down to the bottom. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. Now your right side of your fabric is facing for this step, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine, do that, and then pop this right side out. So I will be right back. All right, with that popped right side out, we're going to stick this to the side. Now we're going to grab our loop and our back piece that we have, and we're going to baste this into place. Now, the pattern does not have a placing for it or anything like that. So I suggest folding it like so and eyeballing the center. If you want, you can find your exact center with this. Hold on. Because you want this to stay as straight as possible when it's hanging on the wall. So I'm gonna mark in the seam allowance right there. With the Peltex, you can kind of pinch it and it stays so that you've got the mark there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to place it like so. That's our center. It doesn't say how wide to put it or anything like that, so that's really, it's up to your preference. But I would definitely make it as even as possible. And it is. Okay. And we're going to pin this, or clip this, and take it over to the sewing machine. And with a 5mm stitch length, we're just going to baste this down right with the seam that we already did for the basting. Make sure that when you have this on here that it's not twisted or anything like that, or it won't hang correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, next we're going to attach the pocket to the backing. I don't think this is going to be as easy as I was hoping, because this Peltex is pretty firm. You do have that 3/8 of an inch down there that isn't sewn, so it should help you a little bit. But we're basically going to pin the outside like so. Or not pin, clip. Definitely don't use pins here. I think that would be a mess. So I'm aligning the bottom panel because I want to make sure before we put the side on that we're even. So got this. This is going to be very tricky to baste down for sure. But you're going to baste with a zigzag stitch right across the edges. You don't back stitch at the beginning or at the end. All right, so then we're just going to, this is gonna be fun. Hold on. We wanna make this as aligned as possible down here. That's why you've got that 3/8 of an inch right there to help you mold it. So I'm gonna do this right across the sides. Make sure the fabric is all even. Make sure you are perfectly aligned on the sides so that when you put the binding on, it doesn't maneuver too much. Okay, so now this side. This side seemed to maneuver a whole lot better. All right, that's this gets very bulky like this. It's gonna take a lot of. Can you do this? All right, I lied. It's not easier. Gotta make sure that we are even here. You don't want a wonky pocket. Yeah, if you've got another interfacing that's an actual medium weight interfacing, I definitely suggest using it here. I mean, it bends, but it's very difficult to bend it the way I think it should be. I mean, this is not crazy. How about this Peltex as I mean, it's definitely a hanging basket, but I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine and I'm going to zigzag baste this down right along the edges. I'm going to press it you know, it's supposed to have this crease here. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So I'm gonna zigzag base this down. I'm probably gonna feed it into the machine this way, just to make sure I definitely get the top of this. I'm not too worried about the back main panel, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna go do that. I'll be right back. All right, so I went ahead and clipped the binding on because it's slow and tedious and I'm not very good at it. So what I did is I rolled the edge of the binding in 1/4 of an inch and then just started clipping around. I folded over here. I definitely made it so that there's more binding on the back. No one's going to see it anyway. But with the Peltex firm, it's making it very hard to do anything and pretty thick. So, and then just ran it all the way around. And then when I got to the edge, I overlapped about 1/2 an inch, folded over 1/4 and put a clip there. So now we're going to take this over to the sewing machine and very carefully we're going to sew a top stitch right along the edge like we did with the top stitch here. And we're going to go all the way around. Make sure to backstitch really well at the beginning and at the end. When you are done, just flip it over. Make sure you got all of the back as well, especially right here on the corners. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Try to force this when I'm done back into place. Also, when I am done stitching, I'm going to flip our handle right side up, and I'm just going to top stitch right across that a few times as well, just so that it sticks up straight like it's supposed to. If you want, you can actually do it now, and that way you only have one top stitch and just back stitch across them if you want. That's entirely up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. And voila, we're done. Wasn't too bad. The hardest part is these, I think, bottom corners right here, like really are the hardest part. And the Peltex firm, definitely not for this pocket piece. No way. But it's okay. In the directions, it does list the interfacing to use, and the medium weight interfacing, the Pellon 926 sew-in stabilizer. So just, you know, when you're doing your own project, definitely pay attention to that. But other than that, you are done. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment in the comment section, give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to share. Until next time, see ya!